show you real quick about lanes 1, 2, and 3 and the importance of hitting lane 2. So many people that come here for lessons, because they're looking at the feet, which you need to look at the feet, they'll come around the corner and they'll ride right towards the feet, and you'll end up in lane 1. And for me, lane 1 is when you're right here straight behind, and then you have to lean over to see the left leg. And when you do that, it throws your body out of frame and you drop your arm. And the lane 2, which is where you want to be, is right here. So that's why you've seen me framing my horse's shoulders and hips right up in lane 2. My goal, whether I'm at a rodeo or at a jackpot, is try to end up exactly in lane 2, where it's real easy for me to see both feet at the same time and my swing is centered up right over his feet. Lane 3 obviously is over here a little bit more, and that's where you're ending up having to reach out to the right a little bit too much. So that's why your position down the arena is so important. You want to ride high enough to stay out of lane 3, but far enough back to not get in lane 1. So you got to experiment. Every horse is a little bit different. Some are like really cowy, and some are a little more free. So every horse you might have to adjust your position just a little bit, but every time you want to end up in lane 2. What I see happen a lot, which I'm guilty of myself a lot, is I like high energy horses, because to me that's what allows a horse to be quicker footed, which I feel like on our level you really need a quick footed horse to stay with steers good. But I have to really work hard on, when I'm picking my swing up, especially on this horse or even my good horse, to not energize my legs, but to try to pick my swing up and not squeeze too much with my legs. Normally we swing and kick at the same time and we energize our horse too much, and that gets them wanting to get a little bit too much into the bridle. So a lot of times coming into the corner, I've got to be careful I don't energize my legs too awful much, because he has plenty of gas and juice that he doesn't need me overriding him in the corner. So kind of note that right there. Each time I'm going to go a little bit faster, and I'm going to build into a pretty fast run. But I think it's good to start off nice and slow, where you do everything real smooth and deliberate, then work into a higher speed. It's really important when you are going to the horn what you do with your hands and feet right when you dally. I see so many, and I'm guilty of it too. Sometimes we'll move our left hand over and quarter our horses, or we'll be pulling on them so much that instead, what I want my horses to do is just be able to get balanced on all 4 feet and be able to really take that jerk. And again, that's why I made that extended tow bar, so he could feel that nice easy hit on the saddle horn and get braced up, but get comfortable with it. I want my horse comfortable and straight, not running backwards, not turning sideways. But this is a drill to just do basics. You can isolate from after the corner to just coming in and making your shot. That's what wins you the money at ropings, is being able to keep your horse framed up and constantly be in lane 2 in good position and really finish your delivery really good. Another quick point about the Smarty that has been so good is when we're timing cattle up, a lot of times we have a tendency to try to get in time out of our delivery, and we'll catch ourselves floating it or speeding our delivery up to try to get in time. And it's important. What's good about roping the Smarty is you just deliver right out of the same stride as what your horse is making. So we're just delivering into his stop every time, and it's training us to stay smooth with our swing all the way through our delivery and keep our hand position the way we need it to place our loop. Okay, on this next drill, we're basically going to start down at this end of the arena and go around the corner, around the end of the arena, and I'm going to practice riding my horse exactly where I want him to be when I come out of the box and down the arena. So position, you have to have good position where you rope from, but then really good position as you're going down the arena. And for me, doing this a little bit helps me always keep my horse in his left lead. I can use my left leg and keep my spacing. And when we get around to the outside corner over here, it's going to be as if I'm coming out of the box, and that's where he'll accelerate and go down and give me a corner. So we'll do that a little bit now. On this drill, one of the things that I work on the most for me is not leaking in. Like going around this circle, I on purpose use my left leg and I hold this spacing around the end of the circle, and then all the way until I get a corner. Sometimes I'll even try to be late by a jump to try to counteract that anticipation of getting in there early all the time. Yes, it's good to try to nail it right on that first jump and try to be there right when it turns, but there's also a lot of value on purpose holding a little bit longer and keeping everything out in front of you so your horse is moving all the time, so there's never a dead spot in your heel horse. Now we're gonna move into what would be more of a like the real run, coming out of the box and going through our entire run and putting it all together, if you will. So great about using the Smarty is you can work on different little things with your horse. You've probably seen a couple times that Joel and I stopped our horse a little ways out of the box because they picked up the right lead. Everybody has maybe a different opinion on that. I personally want my horse to try to maintain that left lead as much as he possibly can. So whoever's driving for us, they realize that if we pull up to just stop the four-wheeler, so it's you have so much control by roping the Smarty. Like I want my horse coming out of the box in the left lead, and even when I'm coming out of the box, you're getting a good view of us trying to make sure that we get our spacing right off the bat coming out of the box, and then we're trying not to let our horse leak in there too early, which is always what kills a lot of heelers, by getting in too close and getting on top of the cattle. So maintaining that spacing is a really important thing to work on. Hopefully on the last couple shots, what you see there is I tried to rope the feet sharper, get my slack sharper, and went to the horn sharper. Like that 1, 2, 3, it's one thing just to come around there and just catch it every time, but when you really think about certain runs where the cattle are moving on, you only have so much time to deliver and get your slack. There's a timing to the 1, 2, 3 of that, of the delivery slack and the dally, and I really try to work sometimes on really sharpening myself up to see how quick I can get them roped and get it slack and come tight, so that it all happens all in that same stride right there. So that's, again, with the Smarty, you can really work on stuff like that. You can exaggerate and stay down and get a lot of loop through there, or all the way to the point of trying to really just rope it super sharp, just like throwing a sharp head loop. I think that it's important to throw a sharp heel loop and have the ability and the confidence to do that.